there, lovely good evening and welcome to Camnet TV main news today, the 13th of July in the year 2026. Let's now take a look at the news headlines. FRA sets up 1,749 buying depots as Zambia prepares for 2026 crop purchases. AAAZ demands transparency over 49.1 billion kwacha budget release. UNSAFE water forces LIMULUNGA pupils and villagers to share wells with animals. In international news, US-Iran trade claims over Strait of HORMUZ as tensions escalate. In sports news, Copper Princesses qualify for third straight FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. Join us for these and many more stories after a break.
Voting is one of the few moments where we all have a voice.
One person, one vote.
No titles, no status.
Just a choice.
It's not about doing nothing.
It's about showing up.
Because your vote matters.
It's easy.
It's important.
It's ours.
Count me in.
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 Bali ni boss.
Before 2022, millions of Zambian children stayed home because school was unaffordable for many families. Today, things are much better. No more tuition fees, no more PTA fees, and no more examination fees. More than 2.5 million children are back in class across the country. Schools are feeding our children and classrooms are full again. And with the Enhanced Constituency Development Fund, more classrooms are being built, more desks are being made, more teachers are being hired. Because Bali cares. He has delivered this for all children across Zambia. Because free education is not just a policy. It is a promise to every Zambian child. A promise that poverty will not decide their future. A promise delivered. On the 13th of August 2026, vote for Hakainde Hichilema as President of the Republic of Zambia. And let's continue to move Zambia forward together.
Camnet TV main news now showing on the following platforms: Top Star Channel 106, QTV app, Kenstream app, and streaming live on Facebook, YouTube. With the main news in detail, I'm Tapelo Joe Smata. The Food Reserve Agency, FRA, says it has completed major preparations for the 2026 crop marketing season, including the establishment of 1,749 buying depots across the country following Zambia's record maize harvest. Speaking during a media briefing, FRA Board Chairperson Suresh Desai commended the government and stakeholders in the agricultural sector for implementing policy reforms that have boosted agricultural production and contributed to falling food prices. Mr. Desai said the country has witnessed a sharp decline in the retail prices of essential food commodities following successful bumper harvests. Mr. Desai said Zambia harvested 3.6 million metric tons of maize during the 2024-2025 farming season after recovering from the worst drought in the country's recorded history. He added that the 2025-2026 agricultural season is expected to produce a historic maize harvest of 5.1 million metric tons, the highest ever recorded in Zambia. He said the projected harvest will guarantee national food security, create a surplus for exports, and generate much-needed foreign exchange earnings. Mr. Desai assured the nation that the FRA is ready to begin purchasing crops following President Hakainde Hichilema's directive to commence this year's crop marketing exercise. He said the agency has already established 1,749 buying depots nationwide and recruited and trained 3,498 buying clerks and 3,498 security guards to manage crop purchases. He added that FRA has distributed 7 million empty grain bags to districts for maize and paddy rice purchases, while another 23 million grain bags have arrived and are being stored at central facilities. Other marketing equipment, including weighing scales, sieves, twine and black sheets, has also been delivered to district centers. In a move aimed at improving transparency and efficiency, the FRA has introduced buying depot management committees to supervise operations at buying centers.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to assure the nation, through you, that we at the FRA are very alive to the recent calls by our head of state for the Food Reserve Agency to commence crop purchases for this season. In line with this, the FRA has already completed extensive requisite preparations for the massive crop purchase exercise for this season. And I would like to begin by outlining some of these preparations to you. Number one, mapping and identification of buying depot sites. This year, a total of 1,749 buying depot sites have been established and will be operationalized during the 2026 marketing period. Number two, recruitment and training of buying depot clerks. The agency has completed the countrywide recruitment and training of buying depot clerks who will be buying crops at buying depots. A total of 3,498 buying depot clerks have been recruited, and a total of also 3,498 security guards have been recruited, as well as these will be moving on site when the buying depots open for business. Distribution of marketing requisites to all provinces. The agency has already distributed 7 million empty grain bags to all the districts for both maize and paddy rice purchase.
The Alliance for Accountability Advocates Zambia, AAAZ, has welcomed the government's release of 49.1 billion kwacha for public service delivery, but has challenged authorities to disclose how many people and communities are expected to benefit from the funding. In a statement issued on Monday to Camnet News, AAAZ described the budget release as a significant investment in social protection, healthcare, infrastructure and community development, saying the allocations demonstrate the government's commitment to improving the lives of citizens. The organization particularly praised the allocation of 1.5 billion kwacha for the social cash transfer program, 700 million kwacha for essential medicines and medical supplies, 610 million kwacha for Constituency Development Fund (CDF) projects, and 300 million kwacha for the Food Security Park program. AAAZ said the funding has the potential to strengthen healthcare services, expand social protection, and accelerate community development, especially in undeserved areas. However, the organization argued that government should go beyond announcing budget figures by publishing beneficiary targets for each program. AAAZ called on the government to disclose the estimated number of households expected to benefit from the social cash transfer and food security park programs, the number of citizens who will benefit from the procurement of medicines, and the number of communities and projects that will be funded under CDF allocation.
The Alliance for Accountability Advocates Zambia, AAAZ, welcomes the government's release of 49.1 billion kwacha towards the public service delivery, social protection, infrastructure development, and community development, describing the allocations as an important investment in improving the well-being of citizens, protecting vulnerable households, and advancing inclusive national development. This follows the Ministry of Finance and National Planning's media statement issued on Tuesday, 7th July 2026, and disseminated through the Ministry of Information and Media Facebook page titled 49.1 billion released to support communities, protect vulnerable households, and advance development across Zambia. The statement announced key allocations, including 1.5 billion kwacha for the social cash transfer program, 700 million kwacha for the procurement of essential medicines and medical supplies, 610 million kwacha for the implementation of Constituency Development Fund CDF projects, and 300 million kwacha for the Food Security Park program, among other strategic investments aimed at strengthening service delivery and supporting national development. AAAZ notes that these allocations reflect government's continued commitment to financing critical national priorities. We particularly welcome the investment in essential medicines and medical supplies, which is critical in ensuring that public health facilities remain adequately stocked and that citizens, particularly those in undeserved communities, have improved access to quality health care.
Pupils and residents in Mawe-Pulipe area of Limulunga district have appealed to the government to drill boreholes, saying they are forced to rely on unsafe water sources shared with animals. Residents say they currently fetch water from shallow wells that are contaminated and unsuitable for human consumption, raising fears of waterborne diseases. Speaking on behalf of the community, resident Wangarangenda said the wells are shared with livestock and are often contaminated by frogs, making water unsafe for drinking and other household use. Ms. Ngenda said the lack of clean water has affected not only households but also pupils at schools in the area who depend on the same unsafe water sources. She appealed to the local authority to urgently provide boreholes to ensure communities and schools have access to safe and clean drinking water. Meanwhile, the Limulunga Council Secretary Namenda Kaonga confirmed the situation, describing it as concerning. Mr. Kaonga assured residents that the council is aware of the challenge and said clean water will be provided once issues surrounding the construction of the required infrastructure are resolved. The appeal comes amid growing calls for improved access to safe drinking water in rural communities to protect public health, improve sanitation, and create a better learning environment for school children. Our reporter, Kelvin Kabila Musiebo, filed in this report.
With access to safe water and sanitation, families can protect themselves from diseases, community gain access to clean drinking water, and children, especially girls, are no longer have to walk for hours to collect water, time that can instead be spent in schools learning. Lack of access to safe clean water doesn't only affect villagers, but even school-going pupils, as most schools still depend on dug-up wells for them to access water. Speaking in my prepared area in Limulunga district, some community here are appealing to the local government to dig up boreholes in the area for them to have safe water.
Utataba ufumana kimezi meza lukataza chale muso ulutwe ulushwele makike kulukone kulubonera kwateni kwataba ya mezi lubele michokocho
etwazile hamema ake otutonda tunakunwa mema masima akulangwa mulima zilo batutali baija banwamo kumba misanga banakufitira mukwa kuli tunakunwa mema amazilo chomwe ndi muso utumoneneko mutumonena
mezi mwa mezi oluno abonala kukia masila abonala kulima meza teni aluno mateni likulube kona kuli watawateni kulikambi balozeza wateni nebe michokocho.
Naserubinda is a pupil at Mombo Combined School. Now narrates how water at the school is affecting their daily learning.
Kulosana laki ngao mezi kwa laki ngao ni classes kia mainyana kutokwa mezi ni classes likazeze peli ya mdu mwabonea kwa teni kulilikone kuvateni hasikolo saona especially meziruli sesi mchokocho sesi lusepile seyo ona fast wasishwa mise sishwa sesiyelanga sometimes okusichokocha kwinzi hadi kuli mezi akale kuzo kona kulirwa nyanda neve kuitutandi alukoni kukutelanga musiali kuinanga kuibale ibakala kutokwa mezi kuli mutu kuba ni energy ruli mezi kia kutokwa kwa tena.
Meanwhile, LIMULUNGA Council Secretary Amanda Kaunga confirmed the challenge faced by pupils at the school, stating that the situation is not pleasing.
The contractor, except there are still some contractual issues, processes challenged through ZPPA. We hope that it will be cleared soon. If that is done, then the bore that we allocated is a water scheme which will be able to supply water to the school and also flow down to the communities that are there. Should the other one in the future be able to be resurrected, I'm sure they will just be able to distribute the network to other uncatered for places so that the people are able to acquire the services that they need from the water sector. Otherwise, the situation is not very pleasing.
Kelvin Kabiramsebo, Camnet News in LIMULUNGA District, Western Province.
The Advocates for National Development and Democracy, ANDD, has called on political parties to begin training polling agents and election monitors well ahead of the 2026 general election, saying early preparation is essential to protecting the integrity and credibility of the electoral process. In a statement issued on Monday to Camnet News, ANDD Executive Director Samuel Banda said competent polling agents and election monitors are critical to ensuring free, fair and transparent elections because they serve as the first line of accountability at polling stations. Mr. Banda said well-trained agents are better equipped to observe voting, vote counting and results management in accordance with electoral laws while identifying procedural irregularities through lawful and institutional channels. ANDD expressed concern that inadequate training often results in misunderstandings of electoral procedures, avoidable disputes, and missed opportunities to resolve genuine electoral concerns through established legal mechanisms. The organization urged political parties to launch training programs early to give polling agents and monitors sufficient time to understand electoral laws, electoral commission procedures, polling station operations, conflict prevention, and the professional standards expected throughout the election period.
We believe that these individuals serve as the first line of accountability at polling stations by observing voting, counting, and results management processes in accordance with the electoral laws and established procedures. Therefore, we wish to indicate that political parties must appreciate that the protection of the people's vote begins with adequate preparation. Investing in the training of polling agents and election monitors is not merely a political strategy, but a democratic obligation that contributes significantly to the electoral integrity and the public confidence in election outcomes. Fellow citizens, ANDD is concerned that inadequate training often leads to misunderstandings of electoral procedures, unnecessary disputes, and missed opportunities to address genuine electoral concerns through lawful and institutional mechanisms. Competent polling agents are better equipped to accurately document proceedings, identify procedural irregularities where they occur, and pursue appropriate remedies within the legal framework. We therefore encourage political parties to commence training programs well in advance of election day, rather than waiting until the final stages of the electoral process cycle. We believe that early preparation allows agents and monitors to gain a thorough understanding of electoral laws, the electoral commission's procedures, polling station operations, conflict prevention, and professional conduct expected throughout the electoral process. In addition, ANDD calls upon all political parties to conduct peaceful, issue-based campaigns that focus on presenting practical and achievable policy proposals to the electorate.
And that particular story takes us to our first set of commercials, but do join us for more news when we come back. Stay tuned.
In every celebration, there's a simple choice being made. To belong, count me in. In moments of love and promises for tomorrow, count me in. At the checkout line, in the middle of an ordinary day, a reminder that every number matters. Count me in. Across our communities, our streets, the same message finds us. Count me in. From the everyday worker to the hands shaping our future every day, the call is the same. Count me in. And around the traditions that bring us together, the message becomes impossible to ignore. Count me in. This election season, your vote counts. Get your NRC and voter's card ready. Count me in.
For decades, Zambia has searched for its promise. Through triumph, sacrifice, and difficult seasons. Many promised change. Many spoke of hope, but the burden remained heavy. And then, a servant of the people stepped forward. Not perfect, not a magician, but a man willing to lead his people through the wilderness toward a better Zambia. Like Moses leading his people toward the promised land. The journey was never meant to be easy, because nations are not built overnight. They are built through faith, sacrifice, and perseverance. The work is not finished, but Zambia is moving forward.
On the 13th of August 2026, vote for Hakainde Hichilema as President of the Republic of Zambia.
Zambia's beauty industry takes the main stage. Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development presents the Cosmetology Expo. It's happening 15th and 16th of July 2026 at Zikis University in Lusaka. Whether you sell, supply, train or transform, it's your free moment to get seen. Hairdressers, makeup artists, wig makers, nail technicians, spa owners, skin and hair product producers, equipment suppliers. This is your stage. Show off your skills, showcase your products and equipment, and run live demos for hundreds of industry players. Sponsorship opportunities are now open for brands looking to connect directly with Zambia's beauty and cosmetology sector. Connect, collaborate, grow your business. Exhibitor slots are limited and by application only. Register now via the link in the caption. For inquiries, call 0979 152 742 or 0968 323 558. Join the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development in making history by being part of the first Cosmetology Expo.
Welcome back to the Camnet TV News Desk. We continue with the news. Zambia has joined senior officials from across Southern Africa at the 28th Southern African Development Community (SADC) Ministerial Committee of the Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Cooperation meeting, where regional leaders are expected to shape strategies for peace, security, and political cooperation. The Zambian delegation, led by Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security Permanent Secretary Dickson Matembo, is participating in the senior officials meeting, which opened on Monday in the Malawian resort town of Salima and will run until Wednesday. The delegation includes Zambia's High Commissioner to Botswana and representative to a SADC Secretariat, Pamela Chisanga, Zambia Correctional Service Deputy Commissioner General Bwalia Kuyomba, and senior officials from the Ministries of Defense, Home Affairs and Internal Security, and Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. The meeting will culminate in a ministerial session scheduled for Thursday and Friday, where Zambia's delegation will be headed by Minister of Defense Permanent Secretary Mambo Hamaundu. Officially opening the meeting, Malawi Secretary for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation and Chairperson of the Standing Committee of Senior Officials of the SADC Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Cooperation, Charles Mwaka, described the gathering as a key stage in the organ's decision-making process. Mr. Smwaka said the meeting offers senior officials an opportunity to refine recommendations from various sectorial meetings before they are presented to ministers for consideration. He urged delegates to conduct constructive and forward-looking discussions guided by solidarity, mutual respect, and consensus. He added that senior officials play a vital role in shaping the regional agenda and providing strategic direction to the Ministerial Committee as SADC continues to strengthen cooperation on political, defense, and security matters. From Malawi, we now go to Central Province, Kabwe in particular, where Central Province has officially launched the planning process for the 2027-2029 mid-term budget plan and the 2027 health budget, with government pledging to strengthen a resilient, equitable, and people-centered health system. Central Province Permanent Secretary Dr. Miona Mwanakampwe launched the planning exercise at Zambezi Source Lodge, saying the province will use the theme, investing in building a more resilient, equitable, and people-centered health system for all Zambians, to guide its priorities over the next 3 years. Dr. Mwanakampwe highlighted key achievements recorded under the 2022-2026 National Health Strategic Plan, describing them as evidence of government's commitment to improving healthcare services across the province. He said the province distributed more than 1 million insecticide-treated mosquito nets in 2024, protecting approximately 2.1 million people from malaria, while training 440 community health workers to strengthen malaria prevention and response at community level. The Permanent Secretary also revealed that government recruited 2,303 health workers and placed 664 community health workers on monthly stipends to address staffing shortages and improve service delivery. On disease control, Dr. Mwanakampwe said viral load suppression among people living with HIV had increased to 94.2%, while tuberculosis treatment success had remained above 90%. He further disclosed that government had completed 22 maternity annexes across the province, while construction of Kabwe District Hospital and 3 mini hospitals was progressing. Dr. Mwanakampwe added that government had increased the national budget for medicines and medical supplies to 6.4 billion kwacha to improve the availability of essential drugs in health facilities. Looking ahead, he said the 2027-2029 medium-term budget plan would align with the 5 pillars of the National Health Compact 2026-2030, focusing on improved service delivery, access to medicines, a strengthened health workforce, digital health systems, and enhanced partnerships. He urged cooperating partners and stakeholders to work together under the one plan, one budget, one monitoring framework approach to build a strong and more sustainable health system. Dr. Mwanakampwe also reminded health professionals that serving communities is a noble calling, urging them to remain committed to quality health care because, as the Bible teaches, service to humanity is service to God. He later officially launched the planning process for the 2027-2029 medium-term budget plan and the 2027 health budget. Back in the capital city, Lusaka, Secretary to a Cabinet Patrick Kangwa has called on all Zambians to safeguard peace ahead of the 2026 general election, declaring that maintaining national unity is a shared responsibility. Speaking in Lusaka during the launch of the joint pastoral communique on peace, reconciliation and national unity, Mr. Kangwa said democracy can only flourish when citizens embrace dialogue, tolerance and mutual respect. He urged political leaders, institutions and citizens to treat the launch as the beginning of a renewed national movement that promotes peaceful coexistence before, during and after the August 13 general elections. Mr. Kangwa said peace is everyone's responsibility, adding that the country's democratic gains depend on the collective commitment of all stakeholders to reject violence and embrace constructive engagement. Meanwhile, Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ chairperson Mwangala Zalomi said the Peace-Building Committee's efforts complement the Commission's work of promoting peaceful, credible and inclusive elections. Mrs. Zalomi said the committee's emphasis on dialogue, tolerance, civic responsibility and peaceful participation reinforces the ECZ's mandate to deliver a credible electoral process. She added that the Commission looks forward to strengthening its collaboration with the Church and other stakeholders to encourage peaceful participation throughout the election period. At the same event, Zambia Center for Inter-Party Dialogue, ZCID board chairperson, Ambassador Joyce Musenge, reaffirmed the organization's commitment to facilitating dialogue among political parties. Ambassador Musenge said sustained engagement among political players remains essential to preventing conflict, strengthening democracy, and ensuring peaceful elections. The joint pastoral communique brings together government institutions, the church, and other stakeholders in a united call for peace, reconciliation, and national unity as Zambia prepares for the 2026 general election.
Ladies and gentlemen, the communique that will shortly be released is more than a document. It is a national call to conscience. It reminds us that peace is everyone's responsibility and that democracy flourishes only where justice, dialogue, tolerance, and mutual respect prevail. Government welcomes this initiative and encourages all stakeholders to embrace its message. Ladies and gentlemen, today, as we officially launch the third leg peace-building initiative, let this not be the end of our commitment, but the beginning of a renewed national movement for peaceful coexistence before, during, and after the general election.
The faith-led peace-building initiative complements the efforts of the Electoral Commission by promoting dialogue, tolerance, civic responsibility, and peaceful participation. The Commission welcomes this partnership and looks forward to continued collaboration with the Church, the United Nations, civil society organizations, traditional leaders, the media, and all stakeholders throughout the electoral period.
On behalf of the Zambia Center for Inter-Party Dialogue, we reaffirm our unwavering commitment to continue facilitating dialogue among political parties and supporting every effort aimed at preserving peace before, during, and after elections. Let this gathering send a clear message to every Unity is greater than division, and Zambia's future is brighter when we work together.
And after the election, whatever the outcome, don't start saying things like, we will not hand over power. It's better to hand over power to a military. Come on, guys. The people of Zambia gave him power. Whoever shall be elected by the majority will have the people's power. And not you determining and saying, no, I cannot do it. You, who are you? Zambia is greater than all of us.
The Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock has rolled out a dairy genetics improvement program in Monze district after the district received 60 straws of JC Keto semen to help smallholder farmers increase milk production and improve herd quality. According to Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock Principal Public Relations Officer Benny Munyama, the semen donated by JC Dairy Development Zambia, JDDZ, will be provided free of charge to eligible dairy farmers alongside free artificial insemination AI services offered by JDDZ trained inseminator based in Monze. Mr. Munyama said the initiative initially targeted Chongwe, Chiwombo and Choma districts. JDDZ extended the program to Monze in recognition of the district's strong livestock industry and expanding dairy sector. He said under the program, farmers seeking to benefit from the free AI services will be required to purchase the necessary hormones and provide transport for the inseminator who serves as a locally based volunteer trained by JDDZ.
I can confirm that the Monze District Fisheries and Livestock Office has received 60 straws of the JZ Keto semen from the JZ Dairy Development Zambia JDDZ. This is part of ongoing efforts to improve the dairy genetics and also increase productivity among our smallholder dairy farmers. So despite the initial target being Chongwe, Chiwombo and Choma districts, the program has also been extended to Monze district in recognition of its robust livestock industry and also the rapidly growing dairy sector. This extension also underscores the district's strategic importance to Zambia's dairy value chain, and the donated semen will be made available free of charge to dairy farmers interested in improving their genetic quality, and also farmers will also benefit from the free artificial insemination services which will be provided by the JZ Dairy Development Zambia trained inseminator who is based in Monze. To access these services, farmers will be required to also purchase necessary hormones and also provide transport for the inseminator who serves as a locally based volunteer under the project. So as a ministry, through the Department of Livestock Development in Monze District, we will oversee the implementation of the program by providing technical supervision, coordinating service delivery, and also maintaining an up-to-date database of all beneficiary farmers to facilitate monitoring and evaluation. The Jersey breed is renowned for producing milk with a significantly higher butterfat content than many other dairy breeds and compares favorably with the Holstein Friesian breed. The promotion of Jersey genetics is therefore expected to enhance milk quality, improve household nutrition, increase farmer incomes, and also strengthen the competitiveness of Zambia's dairy sector. Otherwise, the primary objective of the initiative is to improve access to high-quality dairy genetics through the artificial insemination, enhanced dairy herd productivity and genetic improvement among our smallholder farmers.
We now go on our second set of commercials, but do join us for international and sports news when we come back.
Voting is one of the few moments where we all have a voice.
One person, one vote.
No titles, no status.
Just a choice.
It's not about doing nothing.
It's about showing up.
Because your vote matters. It's easy.
It's important.
It's ours.
Count me in.
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 Bali ni boss.
2022, millions of Zambian children stayed home because school was unaffordable for many families. Today, things are much better. No more tuition fees, no more PTA fees, and no more examination fees. More than 2.5 million children are back in class across the country. Schools are feeding our children and classrooms are full again. And with the Enhanced Constituency Development Fund, more classrooms are being built, more desks are being made, more teachers are being hired. Because Bali cares. He has delivered this for all children across Zambia. Because free education is not just a policy. It is a promise to every Zambian child. A promise that poverty will not decide their future. A promise delivered. On the 13th of August 2026, vote for Hakainde Hichilema as President of the Republic of Zambia. And let's continue to move Zambia forward together.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962 642 490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Zambia's beauty industry takes the main stage. For the first time ever, the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development presents the Cosmetology Expo. It's happening 15th and 16th of July 2026 at Zikis University in Lusaka. Whether you sell, supply, train or transform, it's your free moment to get seen. Hairdressers, makeup artists, wig makers, nail technicians, spa owners, skin and hair product producers, equipment suppliers, this is your stage. Show off your skills, showcase your products and equipment, and run live demos for hundreds of industry players. Sponsorship opportunities are now open for brands looking to connect directly with Zambia's beauty and cosmetology sector. Connect, collaborate, grow your business. Exhibitor slots are limited and by application only. Register now via the link in the caption. For inquiries, call 0979 152 742 or 0968 323 558. Join the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development in making history by being part of the first Cosmetology Expo.
Welcome back and thank you so much for still joining us on the Camnet News Desk. And now in international news. Tensions between the United States and Iran are rising over control of the strategically vital Strait of HORMUZ following a weekend of military exchanges that have heightened fears of a wider regional conflict. The latest violence was triggered after Iran struck a commercial container ship near the coast of Oman, prompting U.S. forces to launch strikes on what they described as Iranian military targets, including air defense systems, radar sites, missile equipment, and fast attack boats. The U.S. Central Command said the Strait of Hormuz is a critical international waterway for global trade and insisted that Iran does not control it. Iran's Revolutionary Guard rejected that claim, declaring the strait to be Iranian territory and warning that it would not tolerate what it called illegal U.S. interference. The exchange comes as both sides approach the halfway point of a 60-day interim agreement that was intended to pave the way for broader peace talks. Instead, negotiations have stalled as military confrontations continue around one of the world's most important shipping routes. For more on international stories, we monitored Africa News.
Tensions between the United States and Iran are rising over control of the strategically vital Strait of Hormuz, following a weekend of military exchanges that have heightened fears. The latest violence was triggered after Iran struck a commercial container ship near the coast of Oman, prompting U.S. forces to launch strikes on what they described as Iranian military targets, including air defense systems, radar sites, missile equipment, and fast attack boats. The U.S. Central Command said the Strait of Hormuz is a critical international waterway for global trade and insisted that Iran does not control it. Iran's Revolutionary Guard rejected that claim, declaring the strait to be Iranian territory and warning that it would not tolerate what it called illegal U.S. interference. The exchange comes as both sides approach the halfway point of a 60-day interim agreement that was intended to pave the way for broader peace talks.
It has been 20 days since a deadly double earthquake shook Venezuela and destroyed entire city blocks. And yet, relatives of missing persons trapped under the rubble keep digging. The localized efforts are also due to insufficient assistance from the government to help with retrieving the bodies of missing persons. I can't get my family out, that's all. That's the hardest part. All I want is my family, my son, my grandson and my daughter-in-law. That's the only thing I want. It's the only thing I ask of God. Since what happened has happened, I just want the bodies of my children. That's the hardest thing I'm facing here. The earthquakes have killed an estimated 5,000 people and left more than 17,000 without a roof above their heads. Many now live in public parks, schools and on sidewalks. Still, they return to their homes reduced to rubble to keep searching for the bodies of their relatives. The relief is palpable in this small village in Nigeria's southwestern Oyo state. The reason? Nigeria's military announced that they had rescued 44 school children who had been abducted from their schools in the area 2 months ago. For some of the parents, the news is still hard to believe. When I heard that they had been rescued, I was only a bit happy, because I was trying to confirm if it was the truth or not. So I waited for the news at 6 p.m. and that was when I confirmed that they had been rescued. Since that time, we have been excited, we have been happy, and we now have peace of mind. The children, as well as several teachers, were abducted from 3 different schools on 15th of May. Several soldiers died during the month-long rescue mission. I want to save you. All I did was cry and pray every day. Our community prayed constantly, and so did Nigerians across the country. We had no peace of mind, and we could not rest. Whenever we gathered together, we would break down in tears as we thought about our abducted children. It was heartbreaking. The 3 children and teachers are currently still receiving medical treatment at a military hospital. For the families, the agonizing wait is almost over.
And finally, in sports news this evening, Zambia has secured a place at the 2026 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup after the Copper Princesses held Ethiopia to a 1-1 draw in Addis Ababa, sealing a 3-2 aggregate victory and extending the country's impressive record of qualifying for 3 consecutive editions of the global tournament. Football Association of Zambia FAZ President Keith Mwemba congratulated the team for its resilience and determination throughout the qualification campaign, describing the achievement as a testament to a player's discipline and character. He commended the players for maintaining their composure under pressure and delivering when it mattered most, adding that the qualification reflects the continued growth of women's football in Zambia. Mwemba also praised head coach Carol Kanyemba, her technical bench, and the support staff for steering the team to another World Cup appearance. The FAZ president noted that the qualification carried added emotional significance as it came on the day Zambia laid to rest former Copper Queens head coach Bruce Mwape. He described the World Cup qualification as a fitting tribute to Mwape, whose contribution to the development of women's football left a lasting legacy on the country's national teams. Looking ahead, Mwemba said FAZ would ensure the Copper Princesses receive adequate preparations, international exposure, and the necessary support to compete strongly at the 2026 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. He said the association's ambition is not only to participate, but to improve on Zambia's previous performances at the tournament. Well, on that triumphant sporting note, we come to the end of this edition of Main News on Camnet TV. But before we go, we take a recap of stories that made headlines. FRA sets up 1,749 buying depots as Zambia prepares for 2026 crop purchases. AAAZ demands transparency over 49.1 billion kwacha budget release. UNSAFE water forces LIMULUNGA pupils and villagers to share wells with animals. Our international headline, US-Iran trade claims over Strait of HORMUZ as tensions escalate. Our sports headline, Copper Princesses qualify for 3rd straight FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. We now look at the Camnet verse for the day, coming from the book of Hebrews, chapter 1, verse 10. It reads, "And thou, Lord, in the beginning hast laid the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the works of thine hands." That ends the Bible reading, and that concludes this edition of Main News on Camnet TV. But dear viewer, like always, do remember that Camnet TV is not just another channel. Now showing on the following platforms: Topstar Channel 106, QTV app, Kenstream app, and streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Tapelo Joe Smata. Good evening and God bless.